Well, we're here at the Muskegon State Park Channel Campground. Now this is where you check in at the Muskegon State Park in the Channel Campground. And this is a more wooded area of the campground. There are other sites that are right out in the open, so if you have a preference for nice sunshiny days or a little more cool in the woods, reserve appropriately. And here's an example of some campsites that are basically out in the open if you want a nice sunny day. Especially this time of the year, we're in late September. Nice sunshine, feels warm. The state park is a little bit unusual because the two campgrounds are 3 miles from each other. And we're kind of on a little end here. And these are partly sunny, partly shady spots. They're fairly nice. A lot of them here have asphalt. They don't recommend tents a lot because it can flood here if we get some big rains. But sweeping around here, we'll take this little path here in a little while. It's a path to the channel where you can watch boats coming in and out and stuff. So, in and out of Muskegon Lake, going to Lake Michigan. So, yes, we're just right off Lake Michigan. Yeah, it's kind of standard fare for state parks. This is the channel to Lake Muskegon that is part of the campground. And if you look, we're looking to the east at Lake Muskegon or Muskegon Lake. Usually the lake term comes after the name of the lake for everything but Lake Michigan. And as you pan around here down the channel, at the end of the channel is Lake Michigan. And if I keep panning, you can see the campground. But we're going to walk down here and look at some sites on this end of the channel. Yeah, this is the Uss Silversides. It's actually a museum. World War II era submarine. And kind of funny to get there. It's across the channel. That's about a 10-mile drive. Now here's an example of some of the natural dunes areas here along Lake Michigan. If I pan back here, you can see we're still in the channel. And this is still part of the state park here. Well, near the mouth of the channel, on the Lake Michigan side, they have a small Coast Guard station here. And then we have both inner and outer lighthouses. Now Muskegon is a little bit unique as it's got an outer breakwater and an inner. And the outer one makes kind of like a little artificial harbor here. And on this is part of the state park still, but on days when it's kind of nasty out on the lake, you'll see tons and tons of boats that anchor off here and then just wade up into shore. For the campers, you can go swimming here, or you can go swimming on the Muskegon side. The lake is very docile today. Now the whole entirety of the western shoreline of Michigan, along Lake Michigan, are beautiful dunes like this. These are all natural dunes. Some get as high as over 100 to 200 feet up near Sleeping Bear. But then you get above Traverse City and it changes kind of more to a rocky shoreline. Not as much dune. But for 250 miles or so, this is what you see along Lake Michigan. This catamaran, which is ideally suited for the rough waters that can happen out on Lake Michigan. Headed towards home port. Well, now we got a freighter coming in. I think he probably dropped off a load of coal or something at the power plant. And it's making its way through the channel to go out to Lake Michigan to go on to its next port, wherever that may be. Yeah, here and up along the coastline there are several places where these guys stop in once every 2-3 days or so. This is a self-unloader, that conveyor belt there. But it's kind of like what the Edmonds Fitzgerald was like. Probably about the same length, 700 feet long probably. Well, the bathrooms at this park are a little more dilapidated. I can't say dilapidated. The bathrooms are a little bit older. Sure could use some updating, but they're clean, so that's the main thing. Between the two beach campgrounds at Muskegon State Park, this is the main beach, day beach. There's the pavilion there where they have snacks, goodies, changing rooms, restrooms, things like that. And then here we actually have a snow fence up for the season because this is late in the season. And in the wintertime we get some strong winds off the lake and it'll blow all the sand all the way across the parking lot here. So that they don't have as much of a chore next spring, they put these snow fences up. But you can still, they got gaps in the fence so you can still get down to the beach. This is between the Channel Campground and the Lakeside Campground. Also between the two campgrounds we have this blockhouse built in 1935, burnt down and then rebuilt in 62. And it's basically a replica, and it's just a lookout between the two campgrounds and the Lake Michigan. Yeah, this is the Lake Michigan campground, and the wooding I don't think is very as nice as it is on the other side on the Channel campground, although there's a hill in the way too to get to Lake Michigan, so it's got a more modern bathroom though.